Have you ever wondered if your daily habits might be silently increasing your risk of Alzheimer's disease? Today, I'm going to reveal 5 surprisingly common mistakes many of us make every single day that research suggests could actually be accelerating cognitive decline. What's truly eye-opening is that most people have no idea they're doing these things. Small, seemingly innocent habits that might be impacting your brain health more than you realize. By the end of our time together, you'll not only understand these hidden risk factors, but you'll also discover practical, simple changes you can implement immediately to help protect your mind for years to come. This information could literally transform your brain health journey, but only if you stay with me until the end, where I'll share the most powerful protective strategy that most healthcare providers aren't telling their patients. So if you or someone you love is concerned about maintaining sharp thinking and memory as you age, this might be the most important video you watch this year. Have you ever wondered if your daily habits might be silently increasing your risk of Alzheimer's disease? Today I'm going to reveal 5 surprisingly common mistakes many of us make every single day that research suggests could actually be accelerating cognitive decline. What's truly eye-opening is that most people have no idea they're doing these things, small, seemingly innocent habits that might be impacting your brain health more than you realize. By the end of our time together, you'll not only understand these hidden risk factors, but you'll also discover practical, simple changes you can implement immediately to help protect your mind for years to come. This information could literally transform your brain health journey, but only if you stay with me until the end, where I'll share the most powerful protective strategy that most healthcare providers aren't telling their patients. So if you or someone you love is concerned about maintaining sharp thinking and memory as you age, this might be the most important video you watch this year. Main content when we talk about Alzheimer's disease. Most people immediately think about memory loss, confusion, and the heartbreaking decline that affects millions of families worldwide. But what if I told you that the seeds of this condition might be planted decades before the first symptoms appear? And what if some of your everyday habits could be fertilizing those seeds without you even realizing it? The latest research in neuroscience is revealing connections between our daily choices and brain health that were completely unknown just a few years ago. Are you making any of these 5 common mistakes that could be putting your cognitive health at risk? Let's find out together. Let's dive into the first common mistake that might be impacting your brain health. Right now, poor sleep quality and irregular sleep patterns. Did you know that your brain has a special cleaning system that primarily activates during deep sleep? This remarkable process, called the glymphatic system, works like a sophisticated washing machine, flushing out harmful proteins like beta amyloid, the very substance that builds up in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. When we don't get enough quality sleep, this crucial cleaning process becomes inefficient, potentially allowing these toxic proteins to accumulate over time. When was the last time you consistently got 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep? Have you noticed how your thinking feels foggy after a poor night's rest? Many people brush off sleep issues as just part of getting older. But research is showing us that disrupted sleep isn't just an inconvenience, it might actually be setting the stage for cognitive problems years down the road. Are you one of the millions who check their bright phone screens right before bed? This habit exposes you to blue light that suppresses melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. Or perhaps you enjoy that evening cup of coffee or glass of wine, not realizing how these substances might be disrupting your precious brain-cleaning deep sleep cycles. Even seemingly harmless habits like watching exciting TV shows right before bedtime can trigger stress hormones that make it harder for your brain to enter the restorative sleep stages it desperately needs. A study published in the journal Science revealed that during deep sleep, the space between brain cells can increase by up to 60%, allowing the glymphatic system to work much more efficiently to remove waste. Isn't it fascinating that something as simple as improving your sleep could potentially help protect your brain? Have you ever considered how your bedroom environment might be affecting your sleep quality? Things like room temperature, light, exposure, and even the comfort of your mattress can significantly impact how well your brain's cleaning system functions during the night. The second mistake that might surprise you involves what's on your plate every day. Excessive sugar consumption and inflammatory foods have been linked to increased risk of cognitive decline. I'm not just talking about obvious sweets like cookies and cake. Many supposedly healthy foods like flavored yogurts, granola bars, and fruit juices can contain shocking amounts of added sugars that create inflammation throughout your body, including your brain. Have you ever considered how your daily bread, pasta, or processed snacks might be affecting your brain health? These foods can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar that over time may damage delicate blood vessels in your brain. When was the last time you checked food labels for hidden sugars? Many of my viewers are shocked to discover they're consuming 2 or 3 times more sugar than they realized. Hidden in foods marketed as healthy options. The inflammation triggered by these dietary choices doesn't just affect your waistline, it may actually accelerate brain aging. Did you know that some researchers now refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes? Because of the strong connection between blood sugar regulation and brain health. A groundbreaking study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that even modest elevations in blood sugar levels, not high enough to be considered diabetic, were associated with an increased risk of dementia. Think about your typical day how. Many meals include colorful vegetables and brain-healthy fats from sources like olive oil, avocados, or fatty fish. If you're like most Americans, the answer might be concerning. The typical Western diet is severely lacking in the antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids that help protect delicate brain tissue from oxidative damage. You notice how certain foods make you feel mentally sharper while others seem to fog your thinking. Your brain is actually giving you valuable feedback about how your dietary choices are affecting your cognitive function in real time. Moving on to our third common mistake: physical inactivity and sitting too much. Your brain requires good circulation to receive the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function optimally. When we spend hours sitting, whether watching TV, working at a desk, or driving, we're reducing that vital blood flow to our brains. Have you ever noticed how a brisk walk seems to clear your mind and improve your thinking? That's not just a coincidence. Regular movement throughout the day stimulates the production of special proteins. It's called neurotrophic factors, particularly brain-derived neurotrophic factor (BDNF) that actually protect and support brain cells. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain, helping neurons grow and form new connections. When was the last time you intentionally moved your body for at least 30 minutes? Do you have a habit of sitting for hours without taking movement breaks? Asterisk research from the University of California found that sedentary behavior is associated with thinning in brain regions linked to memory formation. Even in people who met general exercise guidelines but still sat for prolonged periods throughout the day. This suggests that even if you're hitting the gym regularly, long periods of sitting might still be affecting your brain health. Have you considered how you might break up long sitting sessions during your day? Even standing up and stretching for a minute or two every hour can help maintain better blood flow to your brain. The amazing thing about physical activity is that it doesn't just benefit your brain in one way. It improves multiple factors simultaneously. Exercise reduces inflammation, enhances insulin sensitivity, lowers stress hormones, improves sleep quality, and even directly stimulates the growth of new neurons in the hippocampus, the memory center of your brain. When was the last time you engaged in an activity that slightly elevated your heart rate and breathing? The good news is that studies show even moderate activity like brisk walking can provide significant brain benefits. You don't need to run marathons to protect your cognitive health. The fourth mistake that might be accelerating brain aging is chronic stress and poor stress management. When was the last time you felt truly relaxed? Many people in our age group are juggling work responsibilities, caring for aging parents, supporting adult children or grandchildren, and managing health concerns, all while trying to plan for retirement. This constant state of stress triggers the release of cortisol, which, when chronically elevated, can actually damage the hippocampus, the brain region critical for forming new memories. Have you developed effective strategies for managing the inevitable stresses of life? Do you practice mindfulness, deep breathing, or other relaxation techniques regularly? Many people underestimate how their emotional state affects their cognitive health. But the research is clear: chronic stress may be one of the most powerful accelerators of brain aging we face in modern life. A fascinating study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that people who experienced high levels of stress and had a negative outlook about stress showed more physical signs of accelerated aging in their brain tissue. But here's what's really interesting: neat. Wasn't just the amount of stress that mattered, but how people perceived and responded to it. Have you ever considered how your attitude toward the challenges in your life might be affecting your brain health? The stress response was designed to help us respond to immediate physical threats, like escaping a predator, not for the chronic psychological stresses of modern life. When stress becomes our constant companion, the sustained elevation of stress hormones can interfere with the connections between neurons and even lead to the death of brain cells. Have you noticed how stress affects your ability to think clearly, focus, or remember information? Your brain is giving you important signals about how chronic stress might be impacting your cognitive function. The fifth common mistake might be the most surprising of all: social isolation and lack of meaningful connection. Humans are inherently social creatures, and our brains function best when we're engaged with others. As we age, our social circles often naturally shrink through retirement, friends moving away, or loved ones passing. But did you know that studies have found social isolation can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? When was the last time you had a deep conversation with someone who truly understands you? Do you regularly engage in activities that connect you with others who share your interests? Many people don't realize that stimulating social interaction actually activates multiple brain regions simultaneously, creating a kind of mental workout that keeps neural pathways strong and resilient. Harvard researchers conducted a fascinating study that followed participants for nearly 80 years to identify factors that contribute to health and well-being. Their conclusion: the quality of our relationships is the single strongest predictor of happiness and health, including brain health throughout life. Have you ever considered how your social connections might be influencing your cognitive function? The stimulation of conversation, the emotional regulation that comes from feeling understood, and the sense of purpose that relationships provide all contribute to protecting your brain. Social connection doesn't necessarily mean having a large circle of friends or being the life of the party. What matters most is having meaningful relationships where you feel seen, heard, and valued. For some people, this might be a close-knit family. For others, it might be a few deep friendships or a community group where they feel they belong. Have you found your tribe, the people who energize you and make you feel connected? If not, could finding or strengthening these connections be an important step in protecting your brain health? Now, let me ask you something important. Did you recognize yourself in any of these common mistakes? Perhaps you noticed one or two areas where you could make some improvements. The good news is that awareness is the first step toward positive change. And here's something even more encouraging: research suggests that making changes in these 5 areas can make a significant difference in your brain health. Regardless of your age or current cognitive status, think about this for a moment. Your brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons, and each one can form thousands of connections with other brain cells. This remarkable organ remains adaptable and responsive throughout your entire life, a quality scientists call neuroplasticity. Have you ever wondered what practical steps you could take today to support this incredible adaptability and protect your cognitive function for years to come? Let's talk about some simple strategies you can implement right away. For better sleep quality, consider establishing a consistent bedtime routine that signals to your body it's time to wind down. This might include dimming lights, avoiding screens for an hour before bed, and perhaps enjoying a cup of caffeine-free herbal tea. Have you tried using blackout curtains or a white noise machine to create an optimal sleep environment? Many of my viewers report dramatic improvements in their sleep quality after making these simple adjustments. Some research suggests that certain natural approaches may also support healthy sleep. For example, magnesium glycinate supplements have shown promise for improving sleep quality in some studies. The herb valerian root has been used traditionally for sleep support, though research results are mixed. Have you explored natural approaches to improving your sleep? Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any supplement, especially if you're taking medications or have health conditions. When it comes to brain-healthy eating, could you begin by simply adding one additional serving of colorful vegetables to your daily meals? Or perhaps replacing processed snacks with nuts, berries, or other whole foods that support cognitive health. The Mediterranean and Mind diets have shown promising results for brain protection. Have you explored how these eating patterns might work within your lifestyle and food preferences? The Mind diet, which stands for Mediterranean-Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay, was specifically developed based on decades of nutrition research related to cognitive health. It emphasizes leafy greens, berries, nuts, olive oil, whole grains, and fish while limiting red meat, butter, cheese, pastries, and fried foods. A study published in Alzheimer's and Dementia found that people who strictly followed the Mind diet had a 53% reduced rate of Alzheimer's disease compared to those who didn't follow the diet. Even those who only moderately adhered to the diet experienced a 35% reduction in risk. Isn't it remarkable that dietary choices could have such a powerful impact on brain health? For physical activity, remember that you don't need to train for a marathon to benefit your brain. Could you park farther from store entrances to add more steps to your day? Or stand up and move around during TV commercials? Many people find that linking new movement habits to existing routines like doing gentle stretches while waiting for the coffee to brew makes them easier to maintain. What small movement opportunity could you add to your daily routine starting tomorrow? Research from the University of British Columbia found that regular aerobic exercise appears to increase the size of the hippocampus, the brain area involved in verbal memory and learning. Interestingly, balance and resistance training didn't show the same results, suggesting that getting your heart pumping might be particularly beneficial for brain health. Have you found a form of aerobic activity that you genuinely enjoy? The best exercise for your brain is the one you'll actually do consistently. Stress management looks different for everyone. Some find relief through meditation or prayer, while others prefer gardening, creative hobbies, or spending time in nature. The key is finding what truly helps you feel calm and practicing it regularly. Have you discovered your most effective stress reduction techniques? If not, would you be willing to experiment with different approaches until you find what works best for you? A fascinating study from Massachusetts General Hospital found that just 8 weeks of daily meditation practice actually changed the physical structure of participants' brains, increasing gray matter density in areas associated with learning, memory, self-awareness, compassion, and introspection. At the same time, it decreased gray matter in the amygdala, the region associated with anxiety and stress. Have you ever tried a structured mindfulness practice? Even 5 minutes of deep breathing or meditation daily might begin to shift your brain's stress response in a healthier direction. And finally, meaningful social connection doesn't necessarily require a busy social calendar. Quality often matters more than quantity. Could you schedule a weekly phone call with a cherished friend or family member? Or perhaps join a club, class, or volunteer organization related to something you're passionate about. Many people find that having a purpose that connects them with others provides powerful brain protection. What social connection could you nurture or develop in the coming week? A particularly interesting study from the Rush University Medical Center found that people with a strong sense of purpose in life were 2.4 times less likely to develop Alzheimer's disease compared to those with a low sense of purpose, and this remained true even after accounting for other risk factors. Could finding ways to contribute your unique gifts and talents be an important factor in protecting your brain health? What gives your life meaning and purpose? These aren't just philosophical questions, they may have real implications for your cognitive well-being now. I promise to share something powerful at the end of this video. And here it is. The most protective strategy against cognitive decline appears to be combining all these approaches rather than focusing on just one area. Research suggests there's a synergistic effect when you improve your sleep, nutrition, physical activity, stress management, and social connections simultaneously. The whole truly becomes greater than the sum of its parts when it comes to brain health. This might sound overwhelming, but I encourage you to start small. Could you choose just one area to focus on this week? Perhaps the one that resonated most strongly with you during our discussion today? Remember that small, consistent changes often lead to the most sustainable results over time. The Finnish geriatric intervention, studied to prevent cognitive impairment and disability, FINGER was the first large-scale trial to show that a multi-domain intervention could improve or maintain cognitive functioning in at-risk older adults. Participants who received interventions in diet, exercise, cognitive training, and vascular risk monitoring showed significantly better cognitive performance after just 2 years compared to the control group. Isn't it encouraging to know that a comprehensive approach to brain health can make a measurable difference in such a relatively short time? I'm curious, which of these 5 areas do you think will be most important for you to address first? What specific change might you implement tomorrow? Your brain's remarkable adaptability means that positive changes at any age can make a difference. In your cognitive health trajectory, have you ever wondered if it's too late to make changes that will benefit your brain? Research suggests that neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections and adapt, continues throughout life. A study of older adults in their 70s and 80s who learned complex new skills, like digital photography or quilting, showed significant improvements in memory compared to those who engaged in more passive activities. Your brain responds to challenges and healthy habits at every age. Isn't that a hopeful message for all of us? As we close our time together today, I want to remind you that knowledge is only valuable when it leads to action. The information I've shared isn't meant to cause worry, but to empower you with practical strategies for protecting your most precious asset, your mind. Have you considered how making even small improvements in these 5 areas might affect not just your brain health, but your overall quality of life in the years ahead? If you found this information valuable, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps more people discover this important information about protecting brain health. And if you've stayed with me until this point, I'd love to hear which of the 5 common mistakes surprised you the most, or which area you plan to focus on improving first. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every comment and love connecting with this wonderful community. Also, if someone in your life could benefit from this information, perhaps a spouse, sibling, friend, or adult child who's concerned about brain health, please consider sharing this video with them. The gift of knowledge can be one of the most valuable things we can offer those we care about. Before we part ways, I want to acknowledge something important. Talking about Alzheimer's disease and cognitive health can bring up difficult emotions, especially if you've watched a loved one struggle with dementia. Please know that the intention behind sharing this information is to offer hope and practical strategies, not to create fear. The scientific understanding of brain health is advancing rapidly, and there is genuine reason for optimism about our ability to influence our cognitive trajectories through lifestyle choices. Thank you for investing this time in your brain health journey. The fact that you've watched this entire video shows your commitment to maintaining your cognitive well-being. If you comment brain power below, I'll know you've made it all the way through. I'd be delighted to respond personally. The next video appearing on your screen explores specific foods that have been shown to support brain health. So be sure to watch that next to continue building your knowledge. Until next time, remember that every small choice you make today shapes your brain health tomorrow. Take care, and I'll see you in our next conversation.